It is I, John underscore Silva underscore, your favorite streamer. Wow. Chat. Wow. Nice Krogs, nice pot. What a beautiful evening. Today Hella asks, would love any insight regarding this artist, especially his color and value usage. There's a soft prism color variation sort of look. Soft prism color variation sort of look. So I have answered this question a couple of times. Let me think on how can I answer the same thing but different. They're soft. All right. Damn. All right. I think I know what you mean. Let me zoom in there. There is it's like a multitude of colors, like very subtly placed. So there's a short answer and a long answer. The long answer, which I'm sure is what you want to know, is let's do, you know what, let's focus on one area here real quick. Hold on. So this area has the most values. Oh, F? Hello? Internet? F? No! Hello? I'm going to be mad. I'm already mad. Hello? It should be fine now. God dang it. It's back? Okay. I will continue then. Hi chat, I'm back. So the VOD should be still fine. All right. So I picked this area because it has the like widest variety of textures. So we're gonna be doing that one first. You're good now? Nice, nice. The stream probably is delayed now forever, but that's okay. All right, so first thing you need to know is that what makes a difference, or what's important to know, is that you can add any color you want in your painting as long as the value of said color isn't too contrasting with the colors around it. So I'll do a quick sketch here. All right, good enough. I actually haven't painted today. I mean, like super busy. So this is a good warm-up for me. All right, so let's just do this little section here. Okay, so for example, in the area of the skin here, I'm white too. Yes, back with the good content. Yes. So in the area of the skin, you're usually going to shade it normally, which, you know, depending on your light source, you may have the shadows warmer, and in this case, it seems like the light is a cold light, so your shadows, by contrast, will seem warmer because of that. So let's add the light here. Actually, that's a little too. So okay, so in this moment here, you already want to start changing the hue of the skin tone, depending whether it's light or shadow. So for example, since the light is colder, I color picked the main, how can I explain this? Like the main color that is being the least affected by light or shadow, right? Imagine a lighting where everything, the surface is very even, right? So you can see mostly one color. And then, which is not fully the case here, you have a soft light, but you have quite a bit of a change of colors here. You're gonna have the light a bit colder, so let's make it Fuck, I should have my colors here. Okay, right there. So this is the color that I picked. So let's make it a little brighter and a little colder. So I'm shifting the hue to make it just a bit colder, like that, less desaturated too. So we can go ahead and add the light on her chest. Add that variation of color and value in those areas, right? Now the shadow, I've done the opposite, where I made it darker and a little warmer, right? So like that, and you'll see, whoops, and you'll see that that in certain areas that seems to be the case. Now for the light, mid-tone, and shadow, you want to change the hue of your color every time, you know, but just be careful to not like go a little too crazy. I will teach you the what you ask here specifically, soft prism color variation sort of look, like all the little changes and stuff. I'll show you in a hot second here. You just give a little bit of a gradient to this image, and I will show you how to exactly do that. So for example, there's a transition between shadow to light. Actually, the light here seems to be a bit more on the pale side. Yeah, seems to be a little paler, right? Like there. And the value in between is actually, there's a little bit of a pink in there. So we're gonna pick the middle tone, or the tone between light and shadow, and add. Hi Lizzie, nice bob, John. Thank you. I'm wearing a push-up bra today. So you're gonna have that slight variation in there, right? And the bigger your gradient, the softer and harder to tell the color variation it'll be, right? Because edges are extremely helpful to describe a surface, but the moment you make the edges really, really soft, it's harder to actually tell all of the colors that are in one single image. You know, there's even like a little bit of green here. The more you practice, you'll notice, but there's like a little bit of green around in this area, but because it's so soft, the bigger the gradient, the harder it is to like pick up on, unless you're like really looking for it. It's harder to pick up on it. Okay, so I'm almost done here, and I will show you, maybe just make this a little darker. I will show you how, you can see the green a little, yeah. How to do the like little color variation. So the number one thing that you need to know, and you can literally add any color, is value. So what I mean by that is, if I have this color, if I have this fuck, I need to make a new layer. All right, so we have this value, and this value, right? These three values. If I change, for example, the color of the lightest value to anything else, I'll add it right next to it, and I do the same for the middle tone, and I do the same for the shadow, you see that there's no difference, right? Until I, voila, show you that the colors are different. Now, once you understand that, once you understand the fact that what will affect, like what makes a color be really standing out or not, is actually the value, so the brightness of the color. So once you understand this, now I can literally add, for example, the green, right? So let me do that. Add the green in there. So if I turn it black and white, you're not really gonna see much of a difference, right? I mean, you see that I'm painting something, but it's black and white. But once I add that, of course, it's very, very, it's clear, but it's not like too crazy. Of course, you can go softer and like just cover it up a little bit and then go over again. And going back to what I said before, the bigger the gradient you have, the easier it will be to blend that out. So you see that as I'm doing that, it's sort of disappearing, right? So I could literally add any color I want and I can get away. That's what will make the prism look, sort of look to Huang Jie, I think it's his name, type of work, is the value of the color that you're picking. And of course the saturation of it is important too, but that's why he can have some like really hot reds, like here in the corner of the titties and everything else. You have these really hot reds or oranges. As long as you make sure that the value is very close to that, you can get away with it super easily, right? So like I'll add it here. And now these boobs have literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 colors, but it all kind of like feel uniform the more you blend them together. And it's all because of the value. So now I'm just like masking it up. And yeah, the more you just blend it and you work on it together, you're gonna have a softer transition between each color. And they'll still be there, but they'll be less intensive, right? Yeah. So what if I just switch to black and white and pick up random colors from the start? That's fine too. You can pretty much do that. The only issue with doing it is that you might get random saturation is important too. So as long as you don't go too crazy on saturation, then it's not really going to stand out too much. So as long as you keep overall same saturation throughout, you'll be fine. And that is, honestly, that is pretty much it. You just do what I told you, but everywhere else, right? So if you want to add a little bit of, like, let's say I want to add a little bit of blue right next to that orange, you know, I'm just gonna do that and make sure that my value isn't like too crazy. And I can do that easily, and it doesn't really look that, it's not gonna look bad. It's just gonna look like you have, you like to add color, but the value and the form is the most important thing. So there's literally like no color here that I could not add and make it work because of the value. Now, of course, you want to be cautious, and again, saturation is really important, and the general intensity of the color is really, really important. And you don't want to make it like a clown to have like a million colors. But it's safe to say that like pretty much in most areas of our body, we have like 3 to maybe even 4 color variations in an area. It's just that you cannot see. You know, like we have the veins color, and then we have discoloration of the skin, which can be like yellow mixed with red, and then you have the environment. Like there's a lot of color affecting the surface of our body or clothing. It's just that it's so subtle that we're not going, and it's mixing in, that we're not gonna pick it up unless we practice to you know, this is something that you'll practice, and you start recognizing and picking up on things that you will look at, you know. So that is pretty much it for these Silva decodes. Hopefully I added something more. We already have like 2 other videos on this. Hopefully I added something more to it, or I did it differently enough from the other videos. So thank you, Hella, for asking for Silva decodes, and I'll see you on the next one.